most times we hear the most shocking news about a particular business that seems to be doing so well, and then we hear they failed. We've heard that so business has failed, the other business has failed. But then the question is, do businesses really fail? That's the question we should ask. I want to say this: businesses don't fail. It is the organization that fails. Let me explain. Now, the business of automobile has not failed, but then the ABC automobile might fail. It is the organization themselves, not the business as a whole. So why do organizations fail? I think that's the better perspective to put it, especially when it comes to the point of handing over leadership one generation to the other. Most businesses fizzle out. This is why. Now, the issue is this: for most businesses, or the owners of the businesses, or the CEOs of the businesses, or the founders of the businesses, one mistake they usually make is that they want the person that will take over the business to be either their son, their daughter, or a relative. But then these people are not trained to take over the business. So it's more like a family business, but then at the point of generational handover of the business fizzles out. All right. So what happens with businesses like Coca-Cola that have stayed more than 200 years, for some other businesses that have stayed transgenerationally, so they'll be moving from one generation to the other. But then there are other businesses that once the founder dies, or probably when it's time for the younger child to take over, but then there is this passion with parents. All right, they want to train their children to take over from them. That is why you see them when the child is not working towards becoming what they want the child to become, they feel frustrated. Some of them disown their children. You hear instances of probably a millionaire whose only son probably wants to be a musician, and they disown the child. Now, they try to force the child to come into the business. Now, when they hand over the business to the child, the business fails. Now, what is the reason? The business must not be handled by a relative. Why not employ people, employ managers, and then make this relative a head of the business where they can take a major percentage ownership of the business and let someone else run the business and handle the business? Don't put people where their passion doesn't fit in. Another thing is this: you've heard parents or you've heard rich people say, God forbid my children will not go through the suffering I went through. God forbid they won't go through the hardship I went through. But they forget something. It was the same hardship, it was the same experience that molded them into what they became. It was the same being broke for some time that helped them understand how to be prudent with finance. And then they hindered their children from going through the same experience. And then how do they expect the children to learn the skills they learned? There are things you know or you inculcate into yourself by hearing. There are things you understand by doing. These are two different things. So allow your children go through the same pain you went through in business administration, in handling your business, learning how to handle workers. That is why if you want them to take over the business from birth, begin to inculcate. It's not just about handing them the accounts, handing them to come to the office and the rest of that. What you need to do is this: begin to instill in them a discipline that made you who you are. Handover of businesses or generational handover is not the handover of finances and accounts book and all of that. It is the handover of the skills, handover of the personality, handover of the character, handover of the individual you are. Impacting it into them, because the individual they are, if it matches with what you are, they will do better. I'll end it with this: tough time gives birth to wealthy people. Wealthy people give birth to soft kids, and soft kids give birth to tough times. In the cycle. If you want to break that cycle, allow your children to go through the process of discipline that made you who you are. That is how to hand over a transgenerational business to them.